Yo, did you know that comments like this one help me know which seeds to feature in my videos? Go ahead and let me know what you would like to see next. Jungle villages don't exist in Minecraft. Well, sort of. You can get villages from other biomes that generate on the edge of jungles and end up forming their own sort of jungle village. So that's what we are seeing today. 5 jungle villages for Minecraft 1.18. This is recorded in Java Edition. The terrain will be the same, but structures are different in Bedrock Edition. Alright, let's roll that intro. Let's get started with this seed that has a spawn right on the edge of a jungle and desert biome. You can see that the desert biome has some hilly terrain. The desert village generates right at the spawn within the 2 biomes. You can see that the majority of the village generates within the jungle. There's a bit of a clash of colors between the jungle and desert village. The sandstone really stands out within the jungle. If you haven't already noticed, this is actually an abandoned zombie village. So that just makes this village that much more interesting. Just southwest of spawn, there is another desert village. A decent chunk of this village generates within a river. This gives you access to a village near spawn that isn't an abandoned village. I already mentioned that hilly terrain of the village, but I want to focus on this part here. This area looks really cool and actually connects to a dripstone cave. The dripstone cave extends into a ravine. It just looks really awesome. Finally, directly east of that dripstone cave is a jungle temple. It generates on the edge of a hill. I will say that this lava here may mean you want to be careful about fire spread in this seed. Inside of the temple, you can find a chest behind this wall which has some loot. And then you can find this chest here too, again with some loot. But yeah, a pretty cool start to this video with an abandoned jungle village. Next up, we spawn into a world in the thick of a jungle. We're also near a small forest biome. I also just have to point out this super mini Mesa biome. There's also a desert nearby spawn of which the village generates. It also stretches into the jungle biome. A jungle temple generates connected to a blacksmith building. This looks pretty crazy. There's a chest inside of the blacksmith with some great loot, and inside of the temple you can find this chest with some loot, and this chest with some loot. You can also see that the front entrance is blocked to the blacksmith. Underneath the spawn area, you can get to this massive lush cave. It's actually down at deep slate, so the lush part generates on the top. It looks really cool, I think. Inside of the jungle, you can find another jungle temple. This one generates near an ocean. Like always, you don't just get one chest with loot inside of the temple, but you get a second chest with loot too. Don't worry about that small mesa at spawn being the only mesa close by, because you can find this one too. And there's actually a mesa village here. So I mean, that's just a great place for this village to generate. Pretty cool if you ask me. I also want to show you this desert village too. It's got a ton of buildings in it, and some generate within the river. But I mostly wanted to share it because right next to it is a lush cave opening. I like how this cave goes into a ravine, and that ravine stretches off into other sections of lush cave. But yeah, in case you forgot, this seed started off with a jungle temple village right at spawn. Alright, in this seed we spawn between a jungle and a meadow biome. There's also a birch forest right nearby too. If you want a seed with a ton of trees, this could definitely be a choice for you. You can see that most of the village generates inside of a jungle biome with a small section of buildings within the meadow. That's where you'll find 3 separate church buildings. So that's a pretty awesome feature of this village. Within the village, you can also find this blacksmith building, which has some loot inside for you. One more thing I want to mention about this village is that it generates elevated a bit. It's actually above Y level 120 due to the meadow. On the north side of the meadow hill, you can find a cave opening. As you can see, it leads right to a lush cave. I mean, how awesome is it having a lush cave so easy to access? That's for sure super useful. If you travel through the lush cave, you eventually reach a dripstone cave, so that gives you both cave types close to spawn. That's just incredible. To the south of the village, you can find a ruined portal in the jungle. It's kind of cool seeing it covered in leaves and vines. Of course, it comes with some loot in the chest. Before ending off, I just want to show this Mesa biome. At the top of the wooded badlands, there is this hole, and it leads to a lush cave. It's a big, wide open cave. I can see a base of some kind being built in here. Of course, this entire seed starts off with a village that has 3 church buildings. This is a seed with a spawn near a jungle, desert, and a mesa. That's right, this village actually generates within all 3 of those biomes. In fact, it generates in less of the desert than it does in the other 2 biomes. So that definitely makes this one feel quite unique. My favorite part of this village is probably this farm here. I really like how it generates cutting into this hillside. That's not even mentioning that it's next to this cave opening that leads to a big lush cave. This farm here within the mesa is pretty cool too. And I should point out this building here generating underneath another building and embedded within the mesa hillside. Across the river from the village, you can get to the bigger section of the mesa. It's a pretty decent sized biome, and I actually think this part of it looks really cool with the lush caves exposed. You can actually find a bunch of lush caves around and under the mesa. That includes this area here, which I'm giving you the coordinates to. This cave just looks absolutely incredible. This is what I've always wanted Minecraft caves to look like, and I'm happy that after years of playing this game, I can finally experience it. But yeah, another cool desert village that generates inside of a jungle biome, but this time also in a mesa biome too. And to finish off this video, we spawn into this world between a jungle and plains biome. A lot of the village generates within either the jungle or sparse jungle. I love how we get the elevated terrain in the background of the village due to the stony peaks. This is another village with a jungle temple that generates inside of the village, so that's just spectacular. And of course, we get the loot after breaking the wall, and more loot here too. We also get a blacksmith within the sparse jungle, and again with the loot inside of it. But neither of those are my favorite parts of this village. That's because down here is. I love when things like this happen to parts of villages. You may have noticed that there's also a mesa near spawn. The coordinates I've given you are right near this minecart chest. I personally think the terrain of the mesa looks really amazing. I really like the peaks. Within the stony peaks near spawn, you can find this lush cave opening. I've already shown you a bunch of lush caves in this video, so I don't really need to explain why I like them, but just know that I love having easy access to them like here. The final location I want to share in this seed is this village. I just think it looks pretty hilarious. It's just such a mess that I had to share it with you guys. The elevated terrain in this area is pretty awesome though. I thought ending off this video with a jungle temple village would be the best idea, so there you go. Well, there you have 5 jungle village seeds that are working for Minecraft 1.18. Again, this video was recorded in Java Edition version 1.18.2. Definitely check out my blog for all of the coordinates locations shown in this video. If you would like to help me out, feel free to leave a like on this video. For more Minecraft videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for all of my future videos. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out of here. See ya.